Praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles Greg Millstone. And citations to you, I can teach all truth and sincerity. This is gonna be called "We Are Not Meant to Thrive on This Side." So I'm gonna read. This is a Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall it shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction." So we're supposed to arise, mentally, spiritually, um, mentally and spiritually from this place, because this place is a land of darkness, uh, the valley of the shadow of death, full of wickedness and no order. Esau, Edom is in power. The wicked are in rulership, and they're ruling this place in all wickedness. This is not our rest. This is our captive. We're under captivity under our enemies, and this is not our rest. This is our punishment because we transgress against our power, our living power, which is Yahweh Bashin Shai. So he gave us over to the curses, which are written in Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. We were led into captive by our enemies because we forsook our power. And through in his wrath, he gave us over to those idols, and which was our ruin, because he nursed us from delivering us from the land of Egypt, our first captivity, um, and also delivering us from the other captivities we had to endure after Egypt. Um, you know, he was our power that every time we got put in captivity and got put in captivity under the heathen, he always came through and saved us. But this time when we went into captivity under Esau, Edom, um, under the the Edomites, going into captivity under them, under this new Egypt, um, we weren't going to be redeemed by a man of our people, because every time Israel went into captivity under the other nations, under the heathen nations, we would get delivered by the Heavenly Father Yahweh would appoint a leader, a judge, to come and deliver us from this nation or that nation or this nation. But this time we weren't going to be delivered and taken out of captivity until Yahweh Shai comes back. Like it says in we're not going to be redeemed from this captivity until Yahweh Shai makes his second coming, when he comes back for the second time to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. So this is not our rest. This is not our we're not supposed to be about trying to live it up here, because this place will be destroyed and will be obliterated out of existence. It will be turned into a desert um when those ICBM nuclear missiles hit this place. Plus, all our everything that we um all the bills we have to deal with here, all our money goes into a bag full of holes. You know, we're yet this day, basically I'll get it. This is Baruch chapter chapter 3. And I'll read verse 7 and 8. This Baruch chapter 3 verse 7 says, "And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name." And the Hebrew word for heart is lav, which is shamayim. So he put it in our minds to the intent that we should call upon, Yahweh Bashin Al Shai. It says, "And praise thee in our captivity, for we have called to mind all the iniquities of our forefathers that sinned before thee," and all our different sins our sins that we committed against um Heavenly Father Yahweh. You know, we because we sinned as a nation, we transgressed as a nation, and He gave us over. He brought curses upon us because we angered Him, and He brought His wrath upon us, which were the curses, which are written in Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68. It says, verse 8, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power. Because Israel, the men of Israel are comely and delicate women unto the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And we committed fornication against our power, going after the idols of the other nations, which is spiritual adultery, because we were his woman, and he was pissed that his woman went after um those filthy idols of the other nations which have no power, when we had a true living power that delivered us out of the land of Egypt, and sustained us in the wilderness for 40 years, and nursed us in the wilderness for 40 years, kept us from, but anyway, I'm gonna move on. This is Baruch chapter 4 verse, I'm gonna read verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. Yeah, because we moved our power to anger, to wrath, because we sinned against our power and transgressed as a nation, and we were His comely and delicate woman. The men of Israel. Um, that's why when we went into captivity, the Lord took our glory from us, which was our woman. And also took our women's glory from them, which is their hair. The Southern Kingdom women, they took the Southern Kingdom's women glory from them, which was their hair. Because back in the ancient world, the Southern Kingdom woman had long hair down to her legs, down to her ankles. You know, um, put a, you know, the Heavenly Father Yahweh put a curse on the heads of the Southern Kingdom women of Israel. But you know, but yeah, like I understand when I have read the scriptures, and in the Old Testament it says that the glory of the woman, the glory of a man is his woman, and the glory of a woman is her hair. So two things was taken away. Those things were taken away when we were put in captivity. The man lost, we lost our woman, and our woman was given to the heathen as a bed wench, and became the whore, a harlot. Became a harlot. Uh, you know, and the Southern Kingdom woman, she lost her glory, which was her hair. And back in the ancient world, when we were in the East, the so-called black woman, she would have hair down to her ankles, all the way down to her ankles. She has so much hair, it looked like she was wearing the hair on her body. The hair would cover her body. That's how long the hair was. It was super down to her ankles. But anyway, I'm gonna read verse 7. Ye shall provoke him that made you by sacrifice unto devils, and not to the Most High. Um, it says, Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Yeah, because the Heavenly Father, he was really mad. Really, he was angry, and willing to kill off all the nation and bring back all 12 tribes through Moses at one point. That's how angry he was when Israel went back to idol worship in the wilderness, making Aaron make those golden calves. Um, you know, but when we transgressed again, being delivered from Egypt. But yeah. So the Heavenly Father, how he was angry, and he eventually you know turned his back to us, and you know you know when Yahushua came and he got crucified, all the sins of the nation of Israel was put on Yahushua. You know, when he uh, died on the cross and was crucified. Um, um, that's when the uh, the election of Israel got adopted back. Um, you know, the election got adopted back because all Israel will not be saved. 2/3 will perish on this side, but the election will be delivered on the first go around and receive the kingdom. Uh, you know, and we'll be able to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. Um, I'm gonna move on to John chapter 17, verse 16. It's John chapter 17, verse 16 it says they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Because we are not of this world. Um, just like Yahushua was not of this world, we are not of this world. We're not ordinary mortals. Our eyes have been open to this wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're not a part. Like we're mentally and spiritually not a part of this matrix. Everybody else is asleep, while the prophets, the men of the Lord, are wide awake. We understand we're in captivity. We understand this is not our rest. We understand that you know the kingdom of heaven will be established on earth, and we're not in our kingdom. And we're gonna be, Lord willing, if I'm part of the number, we're gonna be delivered into those chariots. And once you get delivered in those chariots, your body will change, and you'll be with Yahushua um, forever. You'll be in the kingdom right then and there. You'll because you're not in that fleshly body. That fleshly body didn't make it into the chariot because they can't make it into the chariot. You have to be changed into an immortal body with the law, statutes, commandments written in your inward parts, and be given that Melchizedek, the Melchizedek um, um, priest, uh, you know, priest um, new body, priest uh, um, stead. I mean stead. Basically you had no father, no mother. Those bodies in the heavens are made from um, not made from intercourse with a man and a woman. It's made in the heavens. So y- you got a body that's not gonna have um, it's not gonna be made from the act of 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 sex between a Israelite man and an Israelite woman. You're already gonna have a fully designed, perfect body that's gonna be um, Just like when he made uh the first uh you know uh the time where they were made from the soil deep in the ocean, when they were created um from the soil deep in the ocean. Ow, ow. Like on the fifth day, when everything was made, when all creatures were made on the fifth day, um, just like that. But it is gonna be in the heavens. The body's gonna come from the heavens, already designed, perfect. Um, Not from the ocean, um, being materialized from the ocean. No, it's gonna be the body has already been designed perfectly in the heavens by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, made for the election of Israel's spirits from the men and women. So anyway, I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and citations to you, I can teach all truth, sincerity, and shalom.